into 1v1 duels on the edge of the box, leaving space in the center. Then they cut the ball back into the center of the penalty box and you just conceded a goal in 10 seconds against Japan. This works best for them because of how disciplined they are. Attackers know exactly when to sprint, when to receive the ball and when to press. These guys know that they won't be able to beat European teams at their game, possession and suffocating the opponent slowly. So instead they create their own style of play, which honestly makes them terrifying to play against. Spain, for example, are a team that loves to keep the ball. They love to roll the ball around, sideways, backwards, until someone makes a tiny mistake and then they exploit them. But what do you do when a team like Japan doesn't want the ball and they are not parking the bus either? They are waiting for you to make a mistake instead. And knowing that a mistake in midfield would make you concede a goal in less than 10 seconds is terrifying. This is one of the main reasons why they are so entertaining, but it's not the only one, because Japan's counter-attacking system unintentionally made them the big team killers. And for you to understand how this happened exactly, we need to look at the new World Cup format. You see, until now there were only 32 teams playing in this competition. This time though, 48 teams have qualified, which led to the addition of a new knockout stage, the round of 32. So, to reach the final, a team now has to play one extra knockout game, and for teams that constantly press and rely on dominating the ball, this might be incredibly exhausting. If teams like France or Argentina use their usual style of play, by the end of the tournament, players will be burnt out. And here is where Japan has a huge advantage. Their system is built for endurance. They don't press, and by staying in that 5-4-1 block, they conserve a lot of physical energy. But you might think that I'm just talking nonsense or pulling hairs to finish my script. But you can see this is true just by looking at their opening match against the Netherlands. The Dutch came in as clear favorites with the players and quality they have. They even dominated the ball for the entire match, but Japan used that against them. Japan waited until the 80th minute for the opposition to get tired, and then they surprised the world. Just when everyone thought it was the first loss for Japan, they somehow snatched a draw with the Netherlands. Many people might underestimate this because they didn't do it against France or Spain, but the Netherlands are a huge team for this tournament. However, even after this, we still haven't talked about every reason why Japan are so entertaining to watch. In the beginning, I said that Japan are doing things differently, that they are different, and we as humans love authenticity. We love unique things. We are naturally drawn to stuff we don't see every day, and among all these heavyweights at the World Cup, Japan stands out. It's so refreshing to see a team that doesn't play like every other nation. Their left back underlaps and turns into a striker. Their defensive midfielder can become a winger during the game. They play fluid football. You never know what to expect from them. And the fact that they are not even the favorites in anybody's eyes makes it even more fun to watch. Like, imagine not being the big guy, yet everyone is afraid of fighting you because they don't know what to expect. And don't even get me started on the people of Japan. I mean, take a look at this Japanese fan among the Netherlands fans. You can't hate on them, and even after matches are finished, Japanese fans clean after themselves, no matter if they lose or win.
When the game is over, win or lose, or as seen here yesterday after a tie with the Netherlands, they use those blue bags to clean up the stadium, bottle by bottle, bagging trash until it's gone.
Respect for everything, respect for the players, and also for the stadium.
Even back in 2022 in Qatar, after they lost on penalties against Croatia in the round of 16, Japanese players still cleaned their dressing room and left it immaculate. And in 2026, when celebrating the draw against the Netherlands, Japanese people waited for the traffic lights to turn green, went on the streets, celebrated for 40 seconds, and when the lights turned red again, they went back to their place, causing no disturbance. There is simply this culture connected to their nation that every football fan loves. The Blue Rock, non-violent ultras, mentality, and mutual respect. They are that kind of team that even if you don't support, you still enjoy watching. Without a doubt, they are not here by accident. This was a process that took decades, and maybe everyone should learn from Japan. The best things are never rushed. And with every World Cup, we see this team transforming from unknowns to underdogs to now real contenders for a place in the quarterfinals or semifinals of the biggest tournament ever. Maybe in the next one, they will even be champions. And the best thing about it, nobody would mind.
There's the two major football clubs in Hamburg, HSV and St. Pauli, which is obviously my club, my area, and my part of the city. Yeah, the Hamburg Derby is the most special game of the season. They're the ones that you look for on the calendar straight away. I've loved being a part of those games since I came to the club. They're always eventful. There's always drama. So I think it's a real highlight of the season.
Big moment for Jackson Airline.
My Christmas trip was with my wife to Sri Lanka. It was absolutely amazing. We had an incredible time there. It was part holiday, part work. I was there working with some charities through a company that I have a partnership with, and yeah, we had an amazing time there. Looking at the projects that the company supports through its charitable arm, and got to visit and meet some of the people that do such amazing work there, and then we had a few days to relax and enjoy some sun. So it was a special week.
Ja, mein Urlaub war sehr sonnig, er war sehr schön warm in Kapstadt. Und dann ging es ins Trainingslager nach Portugal.
Immer wieder.
Ich dachte mir, Portugal toll. Wir dachten schön, Sonne, 15 Grad, ganz entspannt trainieren, aber es war sehr, sehr nass auch noch zusätzlich, sehr, sehr kalt und windig. Ich liebe Sonne, ich liebe gutes Wetter. Deswegen, ja, waren es jetzt nicht die allerbesten Bedingungen, aber es war trotzdem, glaube ich, ein wichtiges und auch ein gutes Trainingslager für uns. Ich liebe Musik, ich könnte die ganze Zeit Musik hören. Mittlerweile produziere ich es auch selber, probiere mich als DJ und deswegen freue ich mich immer, wenn ich ein bisschen Musik machen kann und meine eigene Playlist, die ich da dann spiele, motiviert es mich vielleicht auch nochmal ein bisschen mehr da im Kraftraum, nochmal mehr Gas zu geben und mich auszupowern.
Gehst du gerne ins Gym?
Ja, schon. Ich bin ja Spieler, der auch über seine Physis kommt. Ich bin jetzt nicht der größte Spieler. Deswegen muss ich schauen, dass ich über Kompaktheit und über meine Physis auch ein bisschen was wettmache. Schaue, dass ich mich körperlich in eine sehr, sehr gute Verfassung bringe auch. Und da ist das Gym natürlich sehr, sehr wichtig.
Danke, Leo. Ja, jetzt haben wir's.
Der ist da extrem professionell, arbeitet gut nach, gut vor, versucht wirklich jeden Stein auch umzudrehen. Ob es dann Ernährungsthemen sind, ob es Themen sind in der Regeneration, über Atemtraining, alles Mögliche. Er versucht wirklich alles rauszuholen.
We all thought that the season was over, and I think, yeah, that was probably the worst possible start to a World Cup year that you could really hope for. You know, just being told that that it's going to be taken away from you, I guess. I felt refreshed after vacation. It felt like we were moving into a new phase of the season, and of course it kind of quickly changed and everything kind of came crashing back down again in that first week of January.
Till we get on.
As we came back into New Year, came into the training, one day, just a normal training session, I started to feel some pain in my foot, and I kind of was given the kind of shock news that it looked like the fracture line in my foot had started to reopen. Yeah, I don't know, it's just such an emotional reaction, like you don't really understand how to process that, and like when you set such a big target in your life and in your career to go and play at another World Cup, and then to have that kind of, just as I say, just stripped away, it just felt like out of nothing, out of nowhere. So yeah, it was really tough, really tough.
That rain, that rain, that rain, that rain, she's coming.
Mein guter Kollege, Schrägstrich Physio Xim, kommt eigentlich mindestens alle 2 Wochen. Ja, kümmert sich einfach um meine körperlichen Probleme oder Schwachstellen.
Ich bin Ruhe. Wir kommen aus der gleichen Region, so einem wunderschönen Frankenland. Und dann hat uns ein gemeinsamer Freund, der dann später auch kommt, zusammengeführt sozusagen. Und dann ist es halt schon schön, wenn sich das Verhältnis, das freundschaftliche Verhältnis über Vereine und Länder hinweg festigt, schon aufregend.
Mit ihm kann ich über jegliche Probleme eigentlich reden. Er hat einfach auch nochmal einen anderen Blick auf das Ganze. Und da spielt er einfach eine große Rolle auch mittlerweile in meinem Leben.
Hab's nicht, wie es ist.
Ja, ich habe mir letzte Saison mein Syndesmoseband gerissen. Es fühlt sich manchmal blockiert an oder keine Ahnung, einfach immer ein anderes Gefühl, und deswegen achten wir da noch mal ein bisschen mehr auf mein Sprunggelenk. Start ins neue Jahr, haben wir uns alle anders erhofft. Hat uns schon hart getroffen, aber wichtig ist, dass man so schnell wie es geht wieder aus einem schlechten Spiel wieder zurückkommt und wieder das zeigen kann, was wir als Mannschaft eben können.
That certainly was better from Leverkusen. Tillman tried to tee it up. He did it right. Tillman and Bayer Leverkusen have taken control.
いや、タフでしたね。非常にタフな、チームとしても、ウィンターブレイク明けから流れを変えれるというか。ただこうやっぱ、12月、1月、2月と、こう、監督が変わることであったりだとか、いや、申し訳ないというか、リノにこう声をかけてもらって、このクラブに来ましたし、彼にはすごい信用してもらって、このクラブでプレーさせてもらってたので、非常にそこにの申し訳なさというのは強かったです。なかなか波に乗り切れない。彼には彼のアイデアがあって、非常に、スペイン人独特というかね、こう、独特なサッカー感があって、彼にしか見れないものが自分の特徴、僕の特徴があるっていうのは伝えられましたし、そういう意味からこうウイングじゃなくポジションが変わっていって、今は中盤としてプレーしている形にはなっているので、もちろん話し合いもしてましたし、
僕はウィングアウトっていう意見ももちろん伝えましたし、とはいえ監督も僕のこと信用して中盤ではスタメンに起用してくれているので、そこまでネガティブに考えず、前向きにプレーしたいっていう、チームを助けたいって思いから、今はプレー続けてます。いや、全然何も変わらないですよ。特にいい時も悪い時も。めんどくさいとかはありますけど、ただ全然、やれと言われたらやりますよ。なんかキャッチするやつでしょIt was okay, yeah.
Oh, it's difficult. A lot of good players. Luis Diaz, I have to pick him up. Really, he's amazing. I pick Harry Kane, of course. And I take one center back from Dortmund, Nico Schlotterbeck.
ボール持ってる時の、縦パスであったり、ダイアゴナルのロングボールとか。
Jetzt, wir haben uns leider überschnitten in Freiburg. Er kam das Jahr danach. Ich habe von den Jungs gehört, er ist ein extrem geiler Spieler.
Ja, Mann. Ja, Mann. Das ist ein Left-Boot.
He is absolutely everywhere.
Would have to be Rich Dawn. I think I'm wearing a Japan jacket right now. We have a connection through Asian football. He's an amazing player, so versatile and talented, amazing technique. I would have to take him.
Also wenn ich einen nehmen müsste von den Jungs, dann wäre es wahrscheinlich Malik oder Schlotti auch, ja.
Ich glaube, alle 5, also mit mir inklusive, sind einfach unfassbar gute Bundesligaspieler und auch für ihre Länder extrem wichtig. Deswegen kann man sich schwer entscheiden, aber natürlich würde ich mich für David entscheiden, weil er erstens ein Freund ist und zweitens ein unglaublich guter Fußballspieler ist.
Bei mir wird es auch Schlotterbeck, Innenverteidiger, die auch noch Linksfuß sind und gut am Ball sind sehr selten im Fußball.
Hallo.
Zwei kleine Schüchterne.
Alles gut.
Du bist Friedas absoluter Lieblingsspieler.
Sehr gut.
Ist es nicht mal? Möchtet ihr ein Foto machen oder nicht?
Wir machen 1 zu dritt. Das ist nicht so schlimm.
Ja, das wird schwierig. Ich mach das mal.
Er kann auch das Foto machen, dann gehen wir alle drauf. Wenn jetzt solche Fragen kommen mit Müttern und den Kindern und die freuen sich einfach riesig und ich sehe das danach, ist es echt sehr schön, aber wenn jetzt einer kommt und sagt, ey Bruder, mach mal Bild, dann habe ich so auch mein Problem damit. Ja, der Tag war einfach ein bisschen anders, weil ich auch mal in der Stadt war und ja, an der Schule vorbeigefahren bin und da auch noch ein paar Autogrammwünsche den Kindern gegeben habe. Und natürlich auch mal die Kinder gefragt habe, ob mich überhaupt jeder kennt. Das kannte mich gar nicht jeder. Viele kleine Kinder waren da BVB-Fans und das hast du denen angemerkt. Und es war dann auch mal gut, an so einem Tag alle glücklich zu machen. Wir sind hier in einem Café, mit den beiden Jungs wollen wir gleich treffen, Alba und Ben öfters hingehe, wenn wir irgendwie im Gym waren oder so. Sonst geht's mir an sich ganz gut. Es läuft im BVB. Wir sind happy gerade, so wie es läuft. Jetzt haben wir noch ein paar Monate bis zur WM. Auch noch 1, 2 Wochen bis zu den Topspielen. Da freue ich mich riesig drauf und ich hoffe, dass es ganz gut geht. Ja, ich habe natürlich schon gehofft, dass die Crunch-Time und die Spiele gegen Bergamo, Bayern und Leipzig, dass die anders verlaufen, aber sie sind nicht so gekommen, wie erhofft.
Stanisic, who does well, goes down. It's a penalty. Harry Kane scores. And the full-time whistle, Dortmund 2, Bayern 3.
Ich habe mir leider einen Muskelfaserriss so 1,5 Wochen davor zugezogen und war eigentlich für alle Spiele komplett nicht spielfähig. Ich wollte der Mannschaft helfen, ich konnte der Mannschaft kaum helfen. Ich war beide Spiele gegen Bergamo nicht da, ich war das Spiel in Leipzig nicht da und gegen Bayern war ich vielleicht so
ja, mit 75, 80% da, weil ich davor einmal freitags trainiert habe und danach gespielt habe. Deswegen war die Phase, ja, die war einfach nicht geil. Sie war für mich beschissen, für den Verein beschissen. Wir haben uns so nicht unsere Saison weggeworfen, aber natürlich waren wir dann raus aus der Champions League. Wir waren dann 9 Punkte hinter Bayern und es hat dann schon viel gemacht, weil wir uns alle darauf gefreut haben und es ist nicht das eingetroffen, was wir haben wollten.
Maschine.
Ja.
Was geht?
Ich bin gespannt, wie wir spielen. Zu Hause. Zu Hause haben wir gerade mehr Probleme wie auswärts. Wobei wir gegen Wolfsburg 2-3 auch Probleme hatten.
War ein gutes Spiel von dir? Bist du zufrieden?
Nicht so, ne? Erste Halbzeit war top. Zweite war schwach. Zweite war schwach.
Kannst du auch sagen.
Wird viel über Fußball reden in unserer Freundschaft, aber Sie können mir auch schon ins Gesicht sagen, wenn ich am Wochenende Scheiße gespielt habe. Das ist dann auch immer ganz gut, auch mal Feedback von den Jungs zu haben und nicht immer nur auf die Schulter geklopft zu bekommen, ey, du bist ein geiler Typ und du hast super gespielt, weil so ist es nicht.
Ich glaube, wir in dieser Dreierkonstellation sind hier in Dortmund sehr gute Freunde geworden. Wir sprechen eigentlich so gut wie jeden Tag miteinander.
Ja, ich habe Nico vor 4 Jahren kennengelernt. Bin als sehr selbstbewussten Menschen kennengelernt. Das strahlt auch aus. Als sehr verbindlichen Menschen. Also wenn Nico was sagt, dann zieht er das auch straight durch. Also das schätze ich auch sehr an ihm. Nico ist auch einer, der viel einlädt bei sich zu Hause. Dann gibt es immer so...
Ey, du provozierst ihn gerade geisteskrank, ne? Wieso? Weil du Nico sagst.
Ja, was tut der Marsch?
Ja, gut. Schlotti. Besser?
Schlotti,
ja, ist auch besser.
Nee, mal Spaß beiseite. So, wir sehen uns echt sehr oft oder telefonieren eigentlich täglich zu dritt zusammen. Wir haben noch ein paar andere Sachen auf Lager, aber
Lieber nicht.
Lieber nicht. Das lieber außerhalb der Kameras.
Beim nächsten Mal
dann. Auf jeden Fall. Nein, deswegen, ich bin da schon entspannt und wenn ich mit den beiden bin, dann bin ich schon den Nico, den die Jungs auch privat kennen, nicht den Fußballer.
Was gibt's heute Abend?
Oh, das ist eine gute Frage. Ich durfte mir heute was wünschen.
Lieblingskram?
Flammkuchen.
Boah.
Nein.
Boah.
Flammkuchen. Guter Flammkuchen, das ist Wahnsinn. Schon sehr, sehr geiles Essen, wenn er selbst gemacht ist. Noch Maultaschen noch dazu, aber die beiden Essen sind schon mein Lieblingsessen und das ist immer ganz witzig, weil der Ben fragt eigentlich immer nur, was zu essen gibt abends, damit er vorbeikommen kann. Deswegen müssen wir da eigentlich immer lachen, wenn er sagt, was gibt's abends zu essen, weil wir wissen dann schon seine Frage, auf was er hinausziehen will. Deswegen lachen wir hauptsächlich bei solchen Fragen.
Das war für ihn in dem Moment ein Schlag ins Gesicht. Eine brutale Situation.
I was kind of told that recovery was only possible through another surgical intervention. So I was at that time told that, that the World Cup was gone. And then kind of a week down the line, we started having these conversations about where I am in my career, these next few months, what I'm working towards. And it was actually the bone specialist, the osteologist, who had the idea of, well, now that if you do have the surgery, time is not really a factor because you're going to miss all of these things anyway. So why don't we see if it's possible for you to keep playing?
A famous football city comes to a standstill. Captain Jackson Irvine, he's beating out for a place on the bench.
Well, we all thought that the season was over, and I think less than a week later I was on the bench in the derby. There is an element of risk, of course. We all have accepted that, myself being the main person who has to accept that. But one, I'll do anything I can to help my team fight to stay in this league. And two, it gives me my only chance to try and make it to the World Cup in the summer, and any chance that I have, even if it's 1%, I'll take it. Yeah, my thoughts as I ran onto the pitch were again like, I can't believe this is kind of happening. There was an important step to feel and realize like, okay, my foot can handle playing at this level.
It's Derby, it's all square.
Das hat als Captain so durchgezogen und die Schmerzen dann auch so in Kauf genommen. Deswegen ist es umso mehr noch herauszuheben, was er dann in dem Moment dann geleistet hat.
It seems crazy to think that you can play Bundesliga with a broken foot, but yeah, I can say it now because this will come out at the end of the season.
Was ein verrückter Hund, also der ist genauso bescheuert wie ich wahrscheinlich. Ja, das ist, glaube ich, ein richtiger Leader, der vorangeht, selbst wenn sein Fuß gebrochen ist. Deswegen cool, dass ihr ihn aufgenommen habt. Bin gespannt auch, wenn ich die Doku dann anschaue, was bei ihm so zu sehen gibt und für Eindrücke. Jetzt ist Mittagspause und jetzt geht's zu Julia. Julia ist unser Performance Coach. Und macht auch Yoga ganz viel mit mir. Yoga mache ich tatsächlich, klingt blöd oder klingt komisch jetzt erstmal, aber seit ich 17 bin, war glaube ich damals einer der ersten Spieler, der überhaupt damit angefangen hat. Ja, damals viel belächelt worden, auch natürlich in jungen Jahren, viele nur am Pumpen gewesen, nur Krafttraining gemacht. Ich schon immer drauf geschaut, dass ich auch viel dehnen, aktiv dehnen, viel stabil mit einbaue in mein Training. Und jetzt haben wir hier im Verein mittlerweile oder mehrere Vereine haben mittlerweile eigene Yoga-Trainerinnen, genauso wie wir hier Julia haben. Und da habt ihr mich auch ein bisschen begleiten dürfen und das hilft mir auch immer wieder zum Runterfahren und zum Regenerieren auch. Ja, das ist schön hier. Na, vor die Kamera.
Ist schon alles ready für dich?
Ja, da dachte ich mir schon, dass du alles vorbereitet hast.
Wie geht's dir?
Ja, bisschen.
Ja, das sind ja.
Bisschen kaputt, aber Einheit war anstrengend.
War anstrengend, das war auch eine lange Einheit.
Platz ist auch ein bisschen nicht so optimal für meine Gelenke, aber ich habe es gut verstanden.
Ja. Dann nutzen wir jetzt die Zeit ein bisschen,
Yes.
bevor es nachher weitergeht. Dann einmal wie immer, oder?
Einmal wie immer.
Einmal wie immer. Unsere
Einmal prima Ballerina.
kleine Dehnroutine. Einatmung und aus. Er ist ein sehr besonderer Mensch. Er hat einen sehr starken Charakter und er ist ein extremer Mensch. Er braucht das Impulsive, das Emotionale, die Stärke, das über sich hinausgehen, das Wachsen, das tiefer reingehen, den Körper spüren. Also er mag das Kraftvolle. Wir machen viel Power zusammen. Auf der anderen Seite, das genaue Kontrastprogramm sozusagen, ist so diese komplette Stille. Schau mal, was die Atmung macht. Brauchst du noch so 2, 3 tiefe Atemzüge. Auf deinem Weg.
Und Schulter war bei mir heute irgendwas.
Okay, was war?
Krafttraining.
Okay. Krafttraining? Was
Passiert ab und zu.
Ich bin bis ausgerutscht.
Ja, ich bin laufen ins Gym. Vielleicht sieht man es mir nicht so an, aber ich bin schon relativ stark. Deswegen muss ich jetzt nicht jeden Tag in den Kraftraum gehen. Ich hab die Schläge ausprobiert. Die sind schon geil.
Hey, wann hast du die ausprobiert, bitte?
Vorgestern.
Ernst? Hast du dich mal angespielt für das Ding hier, oder wie? Nur Fläche.
Ich habe so ein bisschen die Liebe zu Paddle gefunden in meiner Zeit hier jetzt. Und hier warst du das erste Mal.
Ja. Marek hat das Ganze ins Leben gerufen und hat echt Spaß gemacht.
Es hat eigentlich angefangen in Eindhoven, weil ich hatte in Eindhoven eine Tischtennisplatte zu Hause. Ja, da kamen die ersten Duelle zustande, sage ich mal.
Ja, Pörtl hat mich einfach gepackt. Es macht mir sehr viel Spaß und auch wieder eine Abwechslung vom Fußball, was anderes und natürlich auch einfach Sport. Jetzt schon laufen lassen ist krass. Ja, ist nicht einfach. Ich rede mit der Kamera. Ich rede mit der Kamera. Ich weiß nicht, wie er das so schnell lernen konnte, aber er ist leider echt gut. Wir müssen einmal ernst spielen, weil ich glaube wirklich, dass ich besser geworden bin. Also das war jetzt kein wirkliches Duell, sag ich mal, aber das findet noch mal in der Zukunft statt, abseits von den Kameras. Keine Freunde. Auf dem Platz gibt's keine Freunde. Auf dem Platz gibt's keine Freunde.
G'day, moin, welcome to Heimspiel here on Fight FM.
Ja, ich liebe meinen Bruder. Ich liebe ihn auch, ja. Da bin ich.
Wirklich ein Sportsuperstar.
Ja, ein Superstar.
Ja, cool, schon wissen.
Yeah, this is crunch time.
Right, a lot is being made of the big five strikers at this World Cup. That is Messi, Mbappe, Kane, Haaland and Ronaldo. Nearly all of them have hit the ground running. But how do their performances compare after round one? Now, we kind of came up with this big five idea, didn't we, earlier? It's based on the big five animals. Do you know what the big five animals are?
I don't.
No?
Are you one of them?
I'd like to be a lion. Safari. You've never been on safari? Or
No, I haven't.
All right, okay. So lion, leopard, rhino, buffalo, and elephant.
Yeah. Nailed it. There you go. We just thought you'd educate as well before we get into
No hippos in there.
No hippo, no.
Let's move away to left. Yeah. Let's get on to the football. Listen, I mean, this is incredible, isn't it? What have you got? You got 2 goals, hat-trick, 2 goals, 0 at the moment. Just one game in. Could this be the greatest Golden Boot race ever at a World Cup?
I mean, it definitely could be. Fantastic players in there. All of them can score goals. I think when you look at Mbappe, Haaland, obviously, they're young players still. They're not even in their prime yet. They're coming up to that. And then you look at, obviously, Messi, Kane and Ronaldo. They're, they're at the back end of their career, especially Ronaldo and Messi. But again, it's not all about goals. It's about contributions. It's about how they can affect the game, because you're not going to score in every game.
And they're very different, aren't they? I mean, look at the touches. Haaland, 9 touches, 2 goals.
Yeah.
Messi, 57 passes, way more than everyone else.
When we look at the Haaland 9 goals, we've seen that all season, over the last few seasons. But no one cares if he's scoring goals. And he actually works hard. He'll close defenders down. He'll run channels. And that's what he does.
Okay. Incidentally, the record for most goals in a World Cup is Just Fontaine, 1958, 13 goals. Will that get broken? I don't know. We spoke about Ronaldo a little bit earlier. He, of course, is yet to score. When you look at his heat map against Congo, Jay, can you kind of see why?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously he's navigating in that left-sided area, but he is playing as a striker. You would like to see a bigger red dot in the centre of the box. And, that's where you want to see him. That's where those players that are behind him can definitely find him, because if you look at the quality, especially in that midfield, Neves, Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, you would expect them to find him more in the box. But again, when Ronaldo doesn't score, right, which isn't often, but when he doesn't score, you have to give something else. And he doesn't give you the work rate. So if he's not scoring, what else is he doing? And then you become a passenger on the pitch, which doesn't help Portugal.
Okay, then you've got Gonzalo Ramos on the bench, who's just won a Champions League and is in the form of his life.
Yes, admittedly he's not starting for PSG every game, but I know what you're saying. Let's have a look at the heat maps of the other players, because it is quite interesting, isn't it, to see how different they are. Now, listen, I mean, he's right there. He's the opposite
to Ronaldo. Doesn't touch the ball very much, but he's scoring.
And his area is bigger. When you look at his area, you can see that he's obviously running in behind. We've seen Haaland play. He's always running in behind. He's not particularly good at holding the ball up and getting hold of it for a man of his stature. But what he does is he threatens in behind, and he's always in that 6-yard box to tap things in.
Okay, let's look at Messi. Very different. Look at this. I mean, number 10 really, isn't it? He favours on the right side. Very different.
Yeah, no, exactly. But he's a number 10. You know, he's very rarely going to be in that 6-yard box because he's the one that's, you know, trying to create everything. And obviously when he's around the box, like he's on the edge of the box, he's going to score. But again, to me, that's a team player. Look, he's getting back to do his defensive duties as well.
What does Kylian Mbappe's look like then? Actually quite similar to Ronaldo.
Yeah, I mean, very similar. But obviously, again, his heat map is a lot bigger than Ronaldo's. Mbappe, to me, is not a striker. He's not a number 9. You know, he clearly wants to play on the left-hand side anytime he plays.
I have zero interest in doing any defensive work.
After as well, he said, exactly. After he said he's going to defend more, you don't see anything here. But because he's so productive here, it goes unnoticed that he doesn't do that. And no one's going to complain. His teammates won't complain. The manager won't complain because they'll say he's doing what he's meant to do up the field.
Okay, remember all of those heat maps you saw? Let's have a look at Harry Kane.
One of these is not like the others.
Look at
he's one of a kind.
He's everywhere.
Listen, yesterday as well was one of the first times you see Harry Kane like sprinting absolutely everywhere. Sometimes you see him coming deep, but you could see how much this World Cup means to him. I mean, it could be his last World Cup. We don't know. It could be probably the last World Cup that he might be starting as an England number 9, arguably. But when you look at his heat map, he's in the box all the time. That bright red spot there shows that he's in there. He wants the chances. But then he's getting back here as well. He's getting back to defend.
I mean, what a footballer.
He's an all-round footballer. All round. He's polished. Yeah. You know, you can play the ball into any scenario. And I think that's the difference between Mbappe, Messi, for sure, and Kane. Haaland and Ronaldo, there's always going to be question marks around them if they're not scoring. You don't really see it that much from Haaland, and obviously Ronaldo's in Saudi, so you don't really see it much there. But again, when they're not scoring, what else are they doing for the team?
Okay, end of the tournament, in a word, who is going to be the top goal scorer in the tournament? Who's getting the most out of these guys?
I think it's going to be the player that goes the deepest. I hope it is Kane. I really, really do. I mean, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be at Kane, Messi, and Mbappe. I'll probably go over Mbappe because I think they get to the final.
Jamie, I go back my boy Harry, haven't I? Yeah. Okay.
He's my boy too.
One of our own. I was just doing a double take there. So just your boy, okay.
Tottenham's what a Tottenham do.
Yeah, used to be. Right.
The Colombian national team has always felt different. It's slicing. Sets up the chance here. It's Martinez. First international goal since 2009 for Jackson Martinez. Now Pablo Almero. It's a delicious cross. Guess who? For decades, Colombia has produced players who played the game with flair and creativity. Players like Carlos Valderrama, Freddy Rincon, and later, James Rodriguez. These guys are symbols of a football culture built on technical quality and imagination. They entertain people while winning games, a concept that is foreign to Arsenal fans. Those legends help build the identity that still exists within the national team today. And now this current generation has their own story to tell. After the heartbreak of missing the 2022 World Cup, Colombia responded in the best way possible. They came back stronger. Under manager Nestor Lorenzo, Colombia successfully navigated an incredibly difficult qualification campaign. People don't understand that South American qualifiers are brutal. Every match feels like a battle, and there are very few easy games. Yet Colombia finished third and consistently showed they could compete with the very best teams in the world. Along the way, they produced some huge results. They defeated Argentina, they beat Brazil at home for the first time in World Cup qualifying history, and they did it because they are that good. Colombia's biggest star and most dangerous player is Luis Diaz. After his move to Bayern, he took his game to another level, producing goals and assists more consistently now. For Colombia, Diaz was the team's top goal scorer during qualification, and remains the main source of their attacks. Starting from the left wing, He loves running directly at defenders. He can cut inside to shoot or get to the byline to create chances for his teammates. His ability to attract multiple defenders often creates so much space for everyone else around him. When Colombia need a moment of magic, Luis Diaz is the player they look towards. At 34 years old, James Rodriguez is no longer the explosive young player who led up the 2014 World Cup, but he still remains one of Colombia's most important players. I mean, this guy was the player of the tournament at the 2024 Copa America, so it's not like he's finished. Richard Rios has quickly become one of the most important players in Colombia's midfield. The Benfica midfielder brings so much energy and athleticism and technical quality to the center of the park. He's excellent at receiving the ball under pressure and driving forward with it, helping Colombia so much in transitions. Without the ball, he works tirelessly, winning tackles, covering ground, and helping control those midfield battles. Then there's Daniel Munoz, who is an absolute warrior. Few players represent the spirit of this Colombian team better than Daniel Munoz. The Crystal Palace fullback plays with so much intensity and just seems to have unlimited stamina. He's constantly attacking down the right-hand side, putting in dangerous crosses, and somehow still finds the strength to recover defensively. What also makes him so dangerous is his ability to score goals, often arriving late into the box to finish chances like a number 9. His athleticism and work rate make him one of Colombia's most important players. Then leading the line is Luis Suarez. No, this isn't the dude who bites people. This guy plays for Sporting and just had the best season of his career. He finishes the top goal scorer in Portugal, and he gives Colombia so much going forward. He's strong, physical, excellent at holding the ball up while bringing his teammates into play. Against teams that sit deep and defend in numbers, his presence in the penalty area is going to give Colombia a reliable target to hit and a constant goal threat. The balance is what makes this group so dangerous. They still have the creativity and flair that Colombian football has always been known for, but now they also have the intensity, organization, and tactical discipline needed to compete at the highest level. For the first time in a long time, many Colombian fans believe this team has what it takes to make a serious run on football's biggest stage. They have come a long way since 1962. That's when Colombia's World Cup story truly began. At the time, very little was expected from them. They had been drawn into a difficult group alongside Uruguay, Yugoslavia, and the Soviet Union. After losing their opening match to Uruguay, Colombia's next challenge looked even tougher. Waiting for them was the Soviet Union, one of the strongest teams in world football at the time, and they had the legendary goalkeeper, Lev Yashin. You know, the guy with the hat, arguably the greatest goalkeeper of all time. The match quickly turned into a nightmare. The Soviets raced into a 3-0 lead and looked completely in control. Although Colombia managed to pull one back, another Soviet goal early in the second half made it 4-1. The game looked over. Nobody expected what was going to happen next. With around 20 minutes remaining, Colombia began one of the greatest comebacks in World Cup history. The turning point came through Marcos Cole. Standing over a corner kick, Cole spotted an opportunity and put the ball directly into the net from the corner flag. The stadium couldn't believe it. Neither could Lev Yashin. To this day, it remains the only goal scored directly from a corner in World Cup history. Bro looked like Russian Onana out there. Suddenly, Colombia believed, and the momentum completely shifted. Colombia pushed forward again and again, scoring 2 more goals, and somehow turning a hopeless 4-1 deficit into an incredible 4-4 draw. Colombia didn't make it out of the group stage, but at that point, it didn't even really matter. The match became known as the Miracle of Arica and remains one of the most famous moments in Colombian football history. More importantly, it introduced the country to the world. After the excitement of 1962, Colombia disappeared from the World Cup stage for nearly 3 decades. For 28 years, they watched from home as other nations took center stage. Then in 1990, everything changed. A new generation of talented players emerged under manager Francisco Maturana, bringing with them a style of football that was unlike anything else in South America at the time. The team became famous for a possession-based approach known as toque-toque. Instead of relying on physicality or direct attacks, Colombia controlled games through their short passes and technical quality. The player who made it all work was Carlos Valderrama. With his famous blonde afro and incredible vision, Valderrama became the symbol of Colombian football. The guy just seemed to play the game at his own pace, calmly controlling matches while everyone else rushed around him. At the 1990 World Cup in Italy, Colombia became one of the most exciting teams in the tournament. Just look at their final group game against West Germany, one of the strongest teams in the world and the eventual champions of the tournament. As the match entered the final minutes, Colombia were trailing 1-0 and staring at elimination. Then came one of the most iconic moments in the country's football history. Deep into stoppage time, Colombia patiently worked the ball through the German defense before Valderrama produced a brilliant pass to Freddy Rincon. Rincon raced through on goal and calmly slipped the ball through the goalkeeper's legs. That goal secured a 1-1 draw and sent Colombia into the knockout stages. Unfortunately, their journey ended in the round of 16 against Cameroon. That match is remembered for goalkeeper Rene Higuita losing possession while trying to dribble far outside his penalty area, allowing Cameroon to score. Let's just say it was a painful way to go out. But by then, something important had already happened. The world had seen Colombia's style, their talent, and their bodies. Seriously, every Colombia game, the cameraman forgets they're supposed to be recording a football match. Many believed this was only the beginning of a golden era for Colombian football. By the time the 1994 World Cup arrived, Colombia were one of the favorites to win the entire tournament. The hype surrounding this generation was enormous. Just a year earlier, Colombia had stunned the footballing world by destroying Argentina 5-0 in Buenos Aires during World Cup qualifying. The performance was so impressive that Pelé openly predicted Colombia would win the World Cup. But behind the scenes, the situation was far more complicated. The country was going through one of the most turbulent periods in its history. The death of Pablo Escobar had left a power vacuum. Violence remained widespread, and football had become entangled with powerful criminal organizations and illegal betting networks. As the tournament approached, players reportedly received threats and faced immense pressure. This wasn't just about football anymore. Colombia entered the tournament carrying the entire weight of a nation, and immediately ran into trouble. Their opening match ended in a disappointing 3-1 defeat to Romania, leaving them needing a result against the host nation, the U.S. And then disaster struck. Midway through the first half, American midfielder John Harkes delivered a dangerous cross into the penalty area. Trying to stop the ball from reaching an attacker, defender Andres Escobar stretched to intercept it. Instead, the ball ended up in his own net. It was the kind of moment that every defender fears, and that own goal completely changed the game. The United States eventually won 2-1, and Colombia's World Cup dream was effectively over. For a team that had arrived with so much hope and expectation, it was a devastating collapse. But what happened next is why this story remains one of the saddest chapters in football history. A few days after returning home to Medellin, Andres Escobar became involved in an altercation outside a nightclub. He was later shot and killed. His death not only shocked Colombia, but the entire footballing world. More than 30 years later, it remains one of the darkest and most tragic moments the sport has ever seen. The excitement and optimism that had defined the early 1990s slowly faded, and by the time the 1998 World Cup arrived, Colombia looked very different from the team that had once been considered a contender to win it all. Many of the stars from the golden generation were getting older, the football wasn't as fluid as before, and tensions were beginning to appear within the squad. The tournament in France quickly became a very frustrating experience. After losing their opening match 1-0 to Romania, Colombia found themselves under immediate pressure heading into the rest of the group stage. But the biggest story wasn't what happened on the pitch. It was what happened afterwards. Star striker Faustino Asprilla, one of the most talented and unpredictable players Colombia had ever produced, was furious after being subbed late in the match. Never one to hide his feelings, Asprilla publicly criticized the coaching staff and questioned the decisions being made by manager Hernan Dario Gomez. The comments created a huge controversy. The federation responded quickly and made a statement. Asprilla was kicked out of the squad and sent home. It was a dramatic moment that exposed the growing divisions within the team, and losing a player of Asprilla's quality only made Colombia's situation worse. Without one of their biggest attacking threats, the team struggled to find consistency. They managed to beat Tunisia 1-0, keeping their hopes alive heading into the final group game, but against England, they simply weren't good enough. England won 2-0, with one of the goals coming from a brilliant David Beckham free kick that quickly became one of the most famous moments of the tournament. The defeat sent Colombia home. Unlike the heartbreak of 1994, this exit didn't come with shock or tragedy. Instead, it felt like the end of an era. After the disappointment of the late 1990s, Colombia entered a very frustrating period in their football history. The country failed to qualify for the 2002, 2006, and 2010 World Cups, leaving an entire generation of fans waiting for their team to return to the biggest stage in football. The wait finally ended when Jose Pekerman took charge. The experienced Argentine manager brought stability and belief back to the national team. Under his leadership, Colombia produced an outstanding qualifying campaign and secured their place at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. The star of that team was Radamel Falcao. At the time, El Tigre was one of of the best strikers in the world and the face of Colombian football. He scored goals for fun during qualifying and carried the hopes of an entire nation on his shoulders. Then disaster struck. Just a few months before the tournament, Falcao suffered a serious knee injury. Colombia desperately hoped he could recover in time, but the race against the clock was lost. Their captain, leader, and biggest star would miss the World Cup. Many feared that Colombia's dream was over before it had even started. But then, something unexpected happened. A young James Rodriguez stepped forward and changed his life forever. At just 22 years old, James became the heartbeat of Colombia's attack. Every game seemed to bring another brilliant performance, another goal, or another moment of magic. Colombia stormed through the group stage, beating Greece, Ivory Coast, and Japan, while playing some of the most exciting football in the tournament. James scored in every group match and became one of the stars of the World Cup. But his greatest moment was still to come. In the round of 16 against Uruguay, Colombia found themselves playing at the legendary Maracanã Stadium. The match was tense and tightly contested until James produced a moment that would become a part of World Cup history.
Alvaro Pereira hit by
It was one of the greatest goals ever scored at the World Cup, and instantly became the defining image of Colombia's tournament. What's crazy is James wasn't finished either. He scored again later in the match to secure a 2-0 win and send Colombia into the quarterfinals for the first time in their history. Sadly, the dream eventually ended against Brazil, but by then, the world had fallen in love with this Colombian team. They played with confidence, they played with flair, they played with joy. James finished as the tournament's top goal scorer with 6 goals and won the Golden Boot, while Colombia returned home as national heroes. After years of disappointment, Colombian football was back. 4 years later, they returned to the World Cup, this time in Russia. After reaching the quarterfinals in 2014, many believed this talented generation could make another deep run. But the tournament got off to the worst possible start. Just 3 minutes into their opening match against Japan, Carlos Sanchez handled the ball inside the penalty area and was shown a red card. Suddenly, Colombia were down to 10 men, with almost the entire match still to play. It was a disaster. Despite fighting hard, they eventually lost 2-1 and immediately found themselves under pressure. That response said a lot about the character of the team. Instead of collapsing like my bed when I'm chilling with a torta, Colombia came back. They produced one of their best performances of the tournament to beat Poland 3-0, playing with the confidence and attacking quality that fans had come to expect from them. They then followed it up with a hard-fought 1-0 win over Senegal to finish top of the group and book their place in the knockout rounds. Waiting for them was the fish and chips lovers England. The game was tense from the start. Without the injured James Rodriguez, Colombia struggled to create many clear chances and eventually fell behind when Harry Kane converted a penalty in the second half. As the clock ticked towards full time, it looked like Colombia's tournament was about to end. Then deep into stoppage time, Colombia won a corner. Up stepped Yerry Mina. The towering defender rose above everyone else and powered a header into the net. England were stunned. The goal forced extra time and eventually a penalty shootout. Unfortunately for Colombia, though, the story did not have a happy ending. The shootout was incredibly tense, but England held their nerve. Jordan Pickford made a crucial save, and just like that, Colombia were knocked out in heartbreaking fashion. It was a painful way to leave the tournament, but despite the disappointment, Colombia had once again shown that they could compete with the biggest teams on the biggest stage. Now they're looking to do it again, and with an even stronger squad. The Colombian fans will be cheering for them loudly. The Latina baddies will be caught on every camera. How far can they really go? Only time will tell. Now, Luis Diaz is so amazing that I have made a separate documentary on him just to show his journey to this point. You gotta watch this video right here.
Through it. Let's see if I can make through it. Is it coming?
Pedri. Nice from Pedri. Oh, brilliant from Pedri. He has rifled that in and gives Barcelona life here early into the second half. Levante 2, Barca 1, and it's Pedri.
Soldados de Lewandowski, vuelve a aparecer Bar, al despeje. Rashford motivadísimo ante Tonali, le pega Rashford.
Danny Olmo.
I think so, the council.
Oh, look at this from Barca.
I'll be very close. It's a con. That's good.
A la mà esquerra. I Carrasco, el primer pal.
Martin Scousel.
I think we could pair Barca with a force.
Head button. Martin Scousel. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. What made me sure.
Juga de Jong cap a Fermín, encara la porteria, atenció perquè controla des del centre, obre per Dani Olmo, busca no va de nuevo el Barça, está Fermín, abre para Rafinha, al lado izquierdo, con él Lewandowski, todavía Rafinha, busca el lanzamiento.
Big time. Another big one. I think James is playing.
La ficha Koundé, tira al centro Koundé, el cabezazo defensivo de Stepan Chalupes, devuelve que es la pelota a Dani Olmo, Nasi, hace por la izquierda, salir y estar el santo paralelamente consigue marcar por la espalda. Nota marcado, recupera el Barça, Dani Olmo exterior, la vía por
I should take stuff. I'm not being standing on. Tandem beat up. Yeah, when it's time.
dalla banda dreta dal nostro club.
Come on, let's get that shoot, please. Yeah. I don't basically again. Yeah, I'm again. Much free, so interesting. Can I be Spain?
Minyamal, bona aturada. Que fa Minyamal a la bicicleta.
No, it's not.
Gràcies, Cardona. Mira la primera autopassada.
Can I be Tottenham? Can I be Tottenham? No, no. It's a chance. It's almost time to leave.
Dives past one or two. Look at the space here for Lamine Yamal.
CDM. Yeah, I did my CDM. Alright.
He just keeps on producing. That's a peak from Lamine.
Prueba la diagonal, ese pase es para Frenkie de Jong, puede marcar el cuarto, recorta a Dimitrovic, la quiere Olmo, que toma su tiempo el irlandés, la cede a Rashford. ¡Qué bueno que regresaste, Frenkie de Jong! ¡Y qué bueno que marcaste, Marcus Rashford! Convierte el cuarto, el jugador inglés. Y Olmo, putting it forward to Rashford.
He's funny.
Sea level, baby. First half, not even the first half. 2-2 at the Metropolitano on aggregate. 2-0 on the night. Do you believe in comeback?
Desde la izquierda Fermín, carrega Eddie, carrega Olmo, Ferran, al sudar.
Can England beat Finland? Should be able
Looking
to.
for Olmo. Olmo in the penalty area.
Can England beat Finland?
We're not even 20 minutes in. We celebrated 2 goals already. One for Rashford, now for Varane. And the league title is all but done and dusted. And we're not even a half hour into this match. Varane got it.
I beat Colchester.
Tottenham are on the hunt for a new winger this summer, and I know what you're thinking. Oh God, not another video about Savinho. Is that deal even going to get done? Well, you'd be wrong. Today's video is all about a winger I think Spurs have a very realistic chance of signing, and who I think should pursue. But before I tell you who it is, hit that subscribe button, join the channel as a member. I appreciate all of your support over the recent weeks, months, everything, for all of the tough times that we went through as Spurs fans last season. I really, really appreciate all of your support. So if you could hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate it massively. And if you want to become a member, you get access to all of my World Cup content over the summer and some new exclusive benefits that will be coming in the new season. So feel free. Tottenham's winger, who is it going to be? Well, I actually think there will be more than one this summer. We all know that we're locked in talks for Savinho from Manchester City for what is going to look like a £60 million deal, providing that Manchester City do actually accept and allow him to leave. Now, disclaimer, I'm recording this a little bit in advance because I am going away this week and I want to make sure there's still daily content on the channel for you guys. So if this goes out and there has been a major update on a Savinho or another winger or something, I do truly apologise. But this video is all about a winger who I think had an excellent second half of the season in the Premier League last year, and who I think would be a very smart addition for any club, and has started the World Cup really, really well. I'm sure you've seen it in the thumbnail. I am, of course, talking about Crescencio Somerville. Yeah, another West Ham player. Yeah, I know. But after the success of Kudus last season, and I think we can still call Kudus a success because he was our best player. In the first half of the season, Mohamed Kudus was our best player up until he got injured in January. And then it all went downhill from there. Our form dropped off. We missed him so much. We didn't have any real direct wingers apart from Tell. It was a big mess. We know this. I think that was a good buy. And with West Ham's relegation to the Championship, it's nice to say it and it's not being Spurs, I think Spurs have a real opportunity to go in for someone like Somerville. And I know it isn't necessarily a guarantee or anything like that, but I think it's realistic. I really, really do. And, you know, if you've seen the other two videos of this kind of like little mini-series of dream signings that Spurs can get this summer to transform their team, I've gone with, obviously, Nico Gonzalez in the middle of the park, and I did one on James Trafford in goal. This one is all focused on the winger, that winger being Somerville. And let me tell you, Somerville is a hell of a
Come
player.
on, let me beat
I
Bond.
watched West Ham a lot in the second half of the season last year, right? And he was always the one that I looked at and I thought, I'll tell you what, he's the one that's going to make something happen. Not Jared Bowen, not Tati, not Mateus Fernandez, Somerville. Because of how direct he is, how quick he is, how agile he is, and how willing he was to run into the box and try and get a shot away. We've seen it for the Netherlands already. Scored a fantastic goal to put the team 2-1 up against Japan. I know ultimately they drew that game 2-2, but still, I thought Somerville was fantastic.
Can I be Mexico?
He's the exact type of winger that I love. Yes, he had a really poor first half of the season for West Ham last year. He produced just one assist before Christmas, scored no goals. But in the second half of the season, he racked up over 5 goals in the Premier League. And he was crucial in West Ham, clawing their way back up to us.
I
think 2026 Somerville is a player that Spurs could do with. And the numbers prove that as well, right? I've got a comparison between Somerville in 2025 and Somerville in 2026. Chances created in 2026, 1.4 per game, compared to just 0.6 in 2025. Take-ons completed, 1.6 every game, which is fantastic. Goals scored, 0.5. So he's averaging a goal every other game, which I think is impressive. 45.2 touches per game as well. So he's involved. He's central to West Ham's attack. He is direct. He scores goals. He takes on his man. It's very, very impressive. Averaging 0.5 goals per 90 minutes in the Premier League for a winger playing in a relegation side, I'll hold my hands up. I think that's a fantastic return. To be totally honest with you, he's developed into a goal scorer and a tricky winger. Which that first word is exactly what we need at Spurs: a goal scorer, and more particularly, a goal scoring winner. A goal scoring winger. I think that is crucial because we struggled for goals in the final third. We all know that last season. We struggled for goals. But now, if we were to bring someone like Somerville in, someone who's an actual goal threat, that could change the dynamics of our team. Having Kudus on one wing, Somerville on the other, and Savinho as an option, I think would be really, really beneficial to us. To be totally honest with you, and I mean the numbers don't necessarily stop there. I think he produces 3 crosses per 90, which is great, getting balls into the box. And this is for a West Ham team, by the way. Numbers of chances created per 90 is increased, and I think he would be a good signing for any big club. I really do believe that. I really do think that he would be a top class signing. I'm just reading through some more of his stats on the side on my screen, and it is just really important. I think chances created per 90, 2.7. Tackles made, 2.4. Take-ons completed, 1.5. Fouls won, 2.9. Touches in the opposition box, 4.1. It's really impressive stuff. And the reason why I think this would be a realistic signing to Spurs is because West Ham aren't going to demand a ridiculous fee for him. It's not a Mateus Fernandez situation over there. Somerville, they've already accepted, is going to leave the club. And for that reason, I reckon he's going to be available for 40 to 50 million pounds, which for a winger, a Premier League proven winger, might I add, isn't the worst thing in the world, in my humble opinion, or my not so humble opinion. So this is someone, whereas we're going for the Savinho type of player who, yes, is very good in transition,
will beat his man as that burst of pace. I actually think Somerville might have a bit more quality on the ball and know-how about his play. I think he will have matured a lot from last season at West Ham. And yeah, for me, if we're going to go out and sign a second winner on top of Savinio, it's him, no-brainer. Whether he wants to play for Spurs is a different question. You got the De Zerbi factor. Does he want to play under De Zerbi? I mean, most players do want to play under De Zerbi, so why wouldn't you? And I mean, if the way the transfer window is going, or we think it's going to go, Somerville may have the chance to play with two international teammates in Mickey van der Ven and Jean-Paul Van Heck, which won't hurt our chances of landing him. The potential issue, of course, competition. I think there will be a lot of clubs interested in him. I just think his form in the second half of the season was too good for big clubs not to take notice and want to try and sign him. I really hope by the time this video goes out, by the way, that his future isn't like already been revealed or whatever. But I think with the World Cup now on, transfer news does slow down to an extent. And for that reason, maybe it won't be decided until after the World Cup's over, and that doesn't finish until the 20-something of July, I don't think. But I really rate Somerville. I really like him. I am really keen to hear your guys' thoughts on Somerville and whether you think he would be a good signing for Spurs. I've done the research, I've had a look, and I do just think he fits the system. He adds quality, he adds depth, he can compete for a spot in the starting 11 as well. It just seems like a no-brainer for me. And I do really think he would elevate us. I'm a big fan of him, as you can tell. I don't care that he plays for West Ham. Could have played for West Ham, and we will love him, right? I think Crescencio Somerville would be a fantastic, don't know where the accent came from there, a fantastic addition to Tottenham Hotspur. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments. And if you've enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button, like all of the usual stuff. I'm keen to hear your thoughts on all of this. And yeah, once again, if you want to join the channel as a member, you can now do so. Just hit that join button to unlock exclusive benefits and rewards and stuff, and get access to all of my World Cup content over the summer. Yeah, so Somerville to Tottenham, yes or no? Dream winger signing, realistic winger signing. Yeah, dream. Maybe not a dream signing, because you'd want to sign the best wingers in the world, and you would go and sign Kvaratskhelia on that left wing. But you get my point. So let me know down in the comments, and enjoy the rest of your week, guys. I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
I might be Jordan. Okay. That might be cool. That might be cool. Yeah. Okay. Stage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I beat Stockport? Can I beat Stockport? Come on, beat Stockport. Can I beat Stockport? Chill. Right. These stars should be fine for me. I'll be athletic. Yes, we'll be athletic.
Today we're going to react to the unstable S&P from Wembu's POV with a video.
Okay, so need to play a couple of matches so we can get that top spot. Professional. Now let's see how professional we can play. Our first match. Well, not our first match, our first. Can we get second place? How many points do we need to get? Points. Goal difference. I've lost 5. Wait, no, I've lost 3 games. Oh, okay. I've only lost 1 game. So can we be athletic?
A player who you simply cannot take your eyes off, Harry Kane. Hello everyone, you know some footballers enjoy a rainy day. Not sure fans always feel that way, but an exciting match in prospect nonetheless. I'm Derek Ray and delighted to have Stuart Robson sharing commentary duties with me. And our live coverage comes to you from League 2. What might we see today?
We can talk about coaches and their methods, but it's now down to the players. Which ones are going to stand out, who will affect the game, and who will have the greater desire? It should be a cracking game, though.
Very quick thinking there.
Oh, what a great chance this is.
Chance still there. And there is an early test for the goalkeeper. Wow.
Yeah, dynamic play and a top-class save.
He's driven in the corner. And the keeper able to hold on to it. Effective challenge. Kane. Oh, he's through here. And a goal! Just what the fans wanted to see. The ideal way to begin.
1-0, yes.
Well, here it is again, and I have to say, the defending is so poor. They make so many bad decisions there. No wonder the keeper's exposed.
There to win it back. Jude Bellingham. Oh, it's on! No hiding from the fact that they really should have extended their lead.
Well, that was a poor miss. Could they come to regret that?
Now they have possession in a good area of the pitch. Mills. Evans. Moving the ball forward. How creative can they be? And a timely intervention. Plenty of support here. But the danger averted for now. Counter-attacking possibilities. Well, it looks so promising, but it all comes to nothing. Will it go in? Read it well and made the save. Bellingham.
Well, what a good piece of goalkeeping that was. But the equaliser can't be long in coming, surely.
Well, attacks are plenty, but now defensive resilience is what's called for. Couldn't hang on to the ball. Harry Kane. Could pose a threat on the counter. Saka. And he's through here. In it goes! He's made it a brace for himself. No stopping him, apparently.
Second goal.
Well, he puts it away really well, as you can see. But you'd expect him to score from that range. But they all count.
And a clever piece of defending. Well, it's a decent-looking attack, this. And his eyes lit up in anticipation of his third goal of the game.
Well, the way he's finished today, that was a decent chance. But you just sense the hat-trick is coming.
That's a good-looking ball. Oh, still up for grabs. Threat over for now, it seems. Harry Kane.
Plenty of support here. Oh, how did he not put it away? Possession lost there. And bursting forward. Well, it came to nothing in the end. Duke McKenna. Well, on the cusp of the half-time interval, and the visitors are prospering. What have you made of...
Oh, big chance here, Derek.
And good anticipation. And teammates around him. Burrell. Oh, managing to beat him. Bellingham! Can they cover up? Oh, chance taken!
Yes, England.
There is opportunism for you, but a disappointed goalkeeper.
No doubt he'll feel hard done by there, because that first save was brilliant. Very unlucky.
So underway again here, and they know full well this is an uphill climb. A very good tackle. Oh, beating his opponent with ease. Well, danger averted thanks to his teammates. So a throw in here. Hammond. Now Harry Kane. That's the challenge that was required. And quick thinking defensively. That is that.
Half time.
Well, as they get the ball rolling again, interesting to see how the second half pans out. Now, I believe changing circumstances in one of the other games. Alex Scott will tell us more.
It's a goal for Colchester United. After a well-worked move, he got himself on the end of a cross with a beautiful header. They're back level. It's 1-1 with 47 minutes played.
Alex, thank you very much. And Taylor did well to win it back. It's looking promising. Well, a suspect piece of finishing when all is said and done.
And he'll be thinking about that for quite some while. That's a tame finish.
There to take it away. And support available. Oh, that is a wonderful piece of challenging.
Oh, what a piece of defending that was.
Duke McKenna. He's in behind. Oh, superb save. Massive credit to the keeper.
Well, he's so hard to beat in these situations. It's brilliant goalkeeping.
Trying to pick out a teammate. Well, sadly, too straight to worry the goalkeeper that time. Suddenly they have possession. No degree of difficulty at all for the keeper. Henderson. Can he finish? Oh, the goalkeeper did well to hang on to that one. Getting in there to intercept. Oh, that's splendid play. Oh, it might be. And he's gone for power. So close to finding the net. Hammond. Can he find the right pass? Good tackle. And very nicely positioned to win it back. Duke McKenna. Released it nicely. Can they make the connection here? Oh, a fantastic save. But the offside flag has gone up and it grinds to a halt. It's with Ward. Henderson has it. Jude Bellingham. Oh, got into position brilliantly.
That was excellent defending.
Well, a powerful effort, but just wide. Henderson. And Bellingham. Harrogate Town doing well to regain possession. Taylor. Well, not smooth, but fiercely competitive in midfield.
The closing down of both teams has been excellent.
It's with Ward. And he stopped them in their tracks. Opportunity. Still doable. A goal! An exceptional performance this. Forward to the good now.
Well, here it is again. What a good build-up this is. Quick, incisive passing, clever movement, and all done at pace, which led to a simple finish. That's a real joy to watch.
And this is turning into something of a rout. 4-0. Morris. Stephen Duke McKenna. Went in strongly, decisively. How did they let that attack come to an end?
Really snuffed out the danger there.
Well, given the position he found himself in, he really should be testing the keeper. Superb opportunity squandered. And there's been a change to the scoreline in one of the other games. Alex has details.
It's another goal for Warsaw. They're ahead by 2 now with 80 minutes played. That's probably the win wrapped up right there with that one, Derek.
Many thanks, Alex. Mills. Now Harry Kane. Sutton. Room to roam on the wing. Duke McKenna. And firing it just wide.
Yeah, the keeper never really looked concerned, did he?
So a personnel change then. Holmes. be disappointed. It looked promising. Hammond. Just have to make sure they don't get caught on the counter-attack. Really annoying for them. Couldn't take advantage. And the electronic board has been held aloft. 3 additional minutes here. And possession lost by Harrogate. And so the final whistle here. The visitors come out on top, Stuart.
Well, it was a very assured performance, wasn't it? I was particularly impressed with their play going forward. Really lively, almost cutting through at will at times. The result was never much in doubt, if I'm honest.
And the shining light for his team. No two ways about that. Harry Kane.
Yeah, I think the only thing you could question, could he have been a touch more clinical in front of goal? Maybe he should have had 2 or 3 today.
Hey Siri, call Sharon.
Yo James, are you ask?
Hello? Hello there? Josh, I meant... Josh? Hello? Can't hear you, Josh. Josh. Hello? I can't hear you, Josh. Josh, you're muted. I just had my breakfast. As we speak.
Yo,
Yo,
where'd you go then?
just to get my breakfast.
Oh, fair enough.
Are you hyped for GTA 6?
No idea.
It's probably going to be, it's apparently going to be way bigger than GTA 5.
Well, yeah, it has been out for quite a while, so that's probably why. 144 days, fucking hell.
That's going to be what? Actually, time does go fast, so it might not take that long.
Yeah, right, okay, buddy.
Days fly, don't it? Kind of.
Got
My
to have a
birthday's
game
next month.
installed.
You
Next
what?
month?
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
July 14th.
I get paid on the 20th, so...
Okay.
I've got no games installed. The hell.
Okay.
How much gigabytes is this game, man? 16. Oh, okay, I might have to get that.
Heard of a game called Skulls?
A game called what now?
Skulls. Goals. Skulls.
Gold or goals?
Goals. This game, hang on. Kind of.
Into football games, unless it's like Rocket League, because I'm actually good at Rocket League now. I'm champ 3. Somehow.
Right.
No idea how I'm champ 3
Rocket
though.
League kid. How many hours you got on Rocket League? Then we get 50,000.
I haven't been playing on PS much the past couple of weeks, so I'm only got like 2.4k.
How come?
Because I haven't really had a reason to go on PS. I've just been playing Rebirth Champions on my tablet.
Fair enough.
But I do sometimes come on Rocket League though to try and get a better rank because new season there, I think so.
Okay. When did the new season come release?
I think it was about 2 weeks ago, I think.
Okay. So fairly new.